And we are live.
There it is. What's up,
What's
everybody?
going on, everybody?
How we doing tonight?
We have the
What
boat
up?
building genius, Anthony Jones, on the stream tonight.
Yeah.
the godfather of John boat building.
I don't know about all that, but giving me too much credit.
Well, we're giving credit to where credit's due. You built some amazing John boats, dude. Some cool
I
stuff.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So we've got all the normal viewers in here. We've got everybody in here from Scott, and we've got Frank in here. We've got everybody. So if anyone has questions, hit us up in chat, and we'll make sure to save them. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Anthony, how did you get started into fishing and this whole YouTube and boat building thing? I would love to know, because I don't even know this. How did you get into fishing, boat building, and YouTube? What's your story about this?
It's kind of so I grew up in Florida, and the area that I'm from is south of Tallahassee. So growing up, we did a lot of fishing, what's called the Wakulla River, which is like a crystal clear spring-fed river that's you could find saltwater, brackish water species. You could find largemouth bass. So did a little bit of that growing up, a little bit of surf fishing, a lot of trips to the beach, and a little bit of offshore fishing. Moved to Georgia and to Athens, Georgia in 2006 for a job opportunity, and start bass fishing. Long story short, start bass fishing after being up here for a few years. And my wife at the time was my girlfriend. She took a job in Alabama. And while we were over in Alabama, that's when I really started getting into it, because we were near the Coosa River and a lot of good lakes. And it just honestly seemed easier over there.
Yeah.
So for me, at least. And I just really got addicted to bass fishing once I kind of figured out how to catch some good fish on.
Yes, sir. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, then we moved back to Georgia, and now I've been piddling with electric only reservoirs, beating banks and trying to find some size in these lakes. But went to Lanier last week. But fishing it's fun for me. It's a stress reliever. It's a hobby. I don't get to do it as much as I want to. I try to build these beautiful boats for these guys to go out and fish and enjoy. And I need to make more time to do it, but that's the story on the fishing. And I've only really I would actually consider myself a novice. I literally started throwing a bait caster 2 years ago. So
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I always think that's so interesting, because I started throwing one so young because of my dad. But
yeah, well, I grew up on spinning gear. A lot of the inshore stuff is just spinning gear.
Mm-hmm.
And really didn't throw a bait caster much. The few times that I did was just always like a bird's nest. I was like, screw that, man. And when I finally got serious and getting some of the reels dialed in, I have learned the more expensive reel, the better and easier it is to cast. So as stupid as that is, but I guess once you get better at it, then you could, throw a cheaper reel, and it's not as bad as it once was. So I'm digressing.
Yeah,
I'm going off subject, but
you're all good, man.
So yeah, when we moved back when we were in Alabama for a little while, because my wife took that job there. So from 2006 to 2010, I was in Athens, and then she took that job for a couple of years in Alabama. That's when I really got serious, and then we moved back in 2013, 14, and that's when I started messing with the John boats. I did it for a few years without really ever posting anything. And it was, I think, 2017-ish, started posting on Facebook, and, a member of Tiny Boat Nation. And, guys were asking questions, and that was around the time where Tiny Boat Nation's YouTube channel with Mike Lopez was popping off, and Ryan had his deal, Fire Ant Fishing, and he was doing his builds, and guys were asking about my stuff, and I figured it would be cool to kind of document it in that sense, as far as doing some tutorials and walkthrough stuff. I really had no expectations. I was not looking to be some YouTuber. I just want to kind of film some of the stuff I was doing and put it online. It's cool to reflect upon now, a few years later.
Yeah.
But,
it was fun.
It was a slow grind, man. It was a slow grind. So, I mean, sometimes it still feels like it is, but things have consistently over the past, I'd say, a year and a half, man, things have kind of been snowballing. So I'm hoping in the next
Yeah.
year and a half, I'd really interested to see, where I'll be personally from like a content creation standpoint, not necessarily a skill set of the boats and what I'm building. Like that's a whole nother deal, but like the social media thing the past year and a half is really,
it's wild when
popped
you
off.
think about it sometimes.
It's stupid, dude. It's like, I mean, I had a day job, man, for 8 years. I worked at the University of Georgia in athletics, which was a cool gig. We took care of the baseball field and Sanford Stadium, the football field, Dooley Field in Sanford. And
So,
I got to kind of use my artistic expression for painting the football field for every home game and, mowing cool grass patterns and stuff like that. But I just always felt like there was something more. And to now, years later, to have been able to walk away from that job of 8 years, man, I only had 2 more years to be like vested in retirement, a bigger portion of what, and
Wow.
it was hard to do, but I knew it was the time, and I'm glad I did because that was right at 2 years ago, and I see how much has changed in 2 years. I would have been behind the curve. So I've gotten some killer projects and tremendous growth on Instagram. YouTube has been a slow grind, but it's still going. I've had some good videos and good opportunities with sponsors, and it's just cool, man, to look back on and see where it's at and where it's going. So
it's super cool. You're almost at 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like you think of that in the grand scheme of things, you think 50,000 people in like a giant stadium or in a couple of football fields. Like you think of how many people that actually is. It's a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
Subscribers. I got like 540, I think. And I was at work the other day or a little while back, and one of my guys goes, "Yo, Maine, think about you standing in a room and 500 people are just watching you."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really think about it like that. That's kind of like it's a good amount of people.
Yeah, I mean,
and then 50,000. That's like a performance. Like,
yeah, man. But I'm here to tell you, if you get to that, there's always going to be that next number or that next goal. And sometimes from like a human standpoint, like me, I'm a human. Like, when I hit 50K, I don't think it's really going to be what I thought it was going to be because I'm already thinking about like how long is it going to take me to get to 100K. I really want that play button. But I know when I get there, then I probably have some type of feeling of like that's not good enough. And it's not that I'm ungrateful. I have goals and I'm always looking at the next thing. It's cool to pause and reflect. That's when I get like teary eyed, when I think about like all those times I went into work for a job that I wasn't truly passionate about anymore. And I knew that I had something more to offer to the world. And then so many people criticize like, what are you going to do? You're going to work on John boats? Like people are going to pay you to do that? Or people even watch that kind of thing. And now here we are, my channel this year has set numerous records on views in a month, monetization records, some of the branding opportunities I've had with 6 Cents, dude, I was buying their stuff like 4 or 5 years ago, and just opportunities have still presented themselves that people that I can't, talk about yet, but you'll see in the future. Yeah. It's just cool stuff, man. And like 500 people, that's a lot, 50,000, it's a lot. Like it's just, it's crazy, man. It can be, I don't know, man. It's cool.
So I know you just said, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you were buying 6 Cents. So let's segue into that. When did you start working with 6 Cents, and how did all that get going? Yeah,
so 6 Cents. I started buying their crankbaits online. Like I used to, when Milliken was a lot smaller, I really enjoyed his videos. And the first video I ever saw of Milliken fishing was him like dropping his son off and fishing like a golf course embankment where there's like drainage and then trout fishing. I didn't really know that he had like that bass fishing background. And at some point I watched the video and he's throwing a crush around. I was like, oh man, that's cool. And I got on their website and ordered some stuff. And back then, man, and I've still got like, I think it's a crush, might be a C10 or C. It's probably a C10. Casey he still paints Casey's Customs, But back then, man, you could just get on there and whatever he had was thrown up, and it's like $30 or whatever. Yeah, good luck getting that now because it's a bidding war.
Yeah.
So I have some of the earlier Casey's Customs. I have like their first run of hats. I'm kind of a nerdy guy, man, when it comes to like collecting stuff. And if I'm into something, like I'm into something. And so like I wear hats like every day, so it's not out of the norm for me when I throw an order in to like order 2 or 3 hats at a time, you know. That's why I'm always wearing different gear, man. I just have a lot of stuff when it comes to like fishing apparel and lures and tackle. Even if I don't get to use it, it's enjoyable to check out the new stuff and just like have it in your hand. I don't expect everybody to understand that, but I've always been that way through life, whether it was like video games or baseball cards, you know. I still read books. And I like to have a physical copy of a book, you know. And but so last year, 6 cents. Well, let me take it back. So I was buying the stuff early on, and I really like their branding. I like just everything about the story of Casey and what he had done from basically the garage and how he had made some gambles and some business decisions to try to make things shake out with those early molds, specifically the crush, and just getting that thing off the ground. And to think that this guy's younger than me and now where that company is because they get it and they see the direction and they understand the embracing of content creators and social media presence over, no offense to, you know, the typical industry heads, and they've grinded, man. And so where they're at now, but I was an early on supporter of that company and what they were doing because I just really identify with the direction and their branding and their products. And they're like my favorite company in the fishing industry. And last year, you know, I had a video go viral on Instagram that like within a matter of a few weeks, it got 1.8 million views. And my deal like shot up to like 20K, and it just kept grinding. It was almost like every video, every reel I put out would get like 100K or more views. And at that point, I'd always told myself, if I get like 20K on Instagram, then I'll feel like good enough. And maybe I sell myself short, but good enough to like really start approaching companies that I want to work with. And I had been following Casey like all this time. So from like 2018, I started following him on Instagram, not to be like a cyber stalker, but like he was in a private account. I'm like, dude, that's the owner of 6 Cents. I want to follow him. And I'd liked a few of his things, but he's a real private guy. And when I hit that 20K, I was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Casey. I followed him for 4 years now. Like, I'm just going to give him a shout because I know they're sponsoring guys. And so I did. And I just told him, hey, man, you know, I feel like I have something to offer. I'm not like a pro fisherman or a fishing content creator, but, you know, I work on boats and it's a niche market. And all these guys, 99% of my demographic is males in the age of, you know, 20 to 35 years old. They're buying gear and they're buying fishing gear and they're buying fishing boats from me. Like I think it's a win-win opportunity. And, yeah, man. And, you know, he was super cool and he introduced me to, you know, the rep there, and we worked out a deal that's, you know, basically 6 Cents Pro Staff or sponsorship, you know, with room to grow. And they keep me super happy. They've sent me, you know, some early releases, free stuff. And, you know, I get product and it's cool, man. It's just, I don't know. It's really cool for me. So super excited about that crap, man. You know,
it's awesome, dude. And then you also have the deal with Tiny Boat Nation too, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So I actually have a few deals as far as like affiliates or sponsorship. So, you know, when I got on with 6 Cents Fishing, you know, that's the big one. But obviously 6 Cents is their sister company is Waterland Fishing Optics, which is the sunglass company that Casey and Milliken, you know, Ben started. So I've got a lot of sunglasses, and those things are freaking just as amazing as you would think. And all their stuff that they do is really, really good. Now I understand that you guys are swim bait guys, and I get, you know, the draw might not be what a Hinkle shad would be, you know, and I get that. I understand, but you know, it's like comparing like a Mercedes to a Ferrari, but you know, the Mercedes can still be really nice, and so And I really like what Sixth Sense has done with their line of expansion from hard baits to customs to soft plastics to apparel to, I mean, the sky's the limit, man. Tackle storage solutions, rods, you know, they got a lot of stuff, but yeah, so that was the sister deal, the sister company, Waterland. I got on with them as well. So we got Sixth Sense and Waterland. And then, you know, Tiny Boat Nation obviously has, it's really funny, has went from, technically, if you think about it, Tiny Boat Nation's a YouTube channel. I'm a YouTube channel. We are, if you want to look at it from the stance of being competitors in the YouTube market, but when they launched their website and got some backing to take on that endeavor and, you know, sell products that they're bringing to market, it was an opportunity for, you know, us to band together and kind of steer this thing in the right direction. So, I do have an affiliate deal with them, the sponsorship deal, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a shareholder, or, well, not that they have share, but they do have business partners that have percentages of the company. I'm not one of those guys, but I do represent them to the fullest. And, you know, they've really, without what they've done and continue to do, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, because I know dang sure I don't want to be making my own lids or my own light wells. So, you know, we're all pulling the rope in the same direction, man. So TB Nation, and, you know, developed a really good relationship with all the guys there, you know, Nick Barr, Mike Lopez, you know, Ryan, Fire Ant. Yeah, Nate's freaking awesome. Everybody's got their own personality and their own quirk of what they bring to the table. I look at Mike like my YouTube mentor. You know, Nate's my fabrication or business mentor. Chris Simmons is just, we met through YouTube, and, you know, he's over at Tiny Boat Nation Southeast with Ryan. And, you know, Chris is a guy that I kind of brought into the loop because he painted, you know, some of my first boats. And he had just reached out to me out of the blue via email because he was watching my stuff on YouTube. And just to kind of, you know, I said it on their podcast, and I'll say it here to kind of look back and see where we're all at now and where we were. It's cool to see, and I don't plan on stopping. So we're just gonna keep going, man. Choo choo.
Yeah,
that's it. Gotta keep it flowing.
Yeah, and then
he's not a swim baiter. I'm the swim baiter.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. Yeah, the swim. I was gonna go to Swim Bait Underground last year, and some stuff got canceled. And but yeah, I was like, man, I might not be able to wear this up there because it wouldn't be good enough for all those guys with their $800 Hinkle shads from eBay.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, I got
$500 bait.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, dude. It happens. I saw Matt Robertson I guess a month or two, or he lost a swim bait somewhere, and he marked it on his graph and came back like on an off day and was just like throwing crap around, and he got it.
Eventually dived underwater for it. It was hilarious.
Yeah. So I know how it is, man.
Yesterday I took a cast net because I lost one on a point. So I took a cast net, just trolled a cast net over top of this point, combing it to find it, and I couldn't find it. So it's still sitting at the bottom of the lake. I'm just going to wait for them to get like super fancy electronics to where you can see.
Oh, dude. Oh, one day you're going to be able to, for real. Like you're going to be able to see baits. Yeah, dude, it's stupid, man. I'm going to go to Lake
Fork and find all of Ben Milliken's Hinkles and all people's baits.
You get a magnet. Drag a magnet.
I need to. Yeah. I think I'm going
crazy. I would lose my mind. Like I said, I say this all the time. I lose my mind when I lose a jackhammer.
Yeah.
Or I lose like crush, and I'm like,
you know, I don't know though. You know, I mean,
I don't care.
The money aspect is relative to the individual, I guess. You know, so I don't know. We're probably all in the same tax bracket over here, but like
the baits. Like I like my baits.
Yeah. We're probably in the same tax bracket on this podcast, but, you know, I do know guys that could throw and lose a few $100 bait and just be like, oh, whatever, I'll go buy another one. No big deal.
Yeah.
So
the problem for me is you can't find another one. Like that's the hard.
Well, that's the issue. That's the issue.
You know?
So it is.
That's the biggest thing for you guys. Yeah.
I see the guys on Facebook and stuff complaining about the deposits they put down on baits that they're waiting like a year later still for, you know, a bait from somebody.
I hate that so much. Whenever people don't do what they're supposed to do, they take a pre-order, they take, $40,000 worth of people's money, and they don't send the baits out for 2 years. Like that just hurts me so much. That would just drive me insane. Well,
Yeah.
Shannon's in here. Gar cut off a trick shad for me, 3rd cast. That is no fun.
How much is a trick shad? I'm not familiar.
Usually around like 160 or 170, but those are, they're great baits. Anthony, have you ever messed with this big baits that much? Do you like into the custom stuff?
No. So that's my next setup I'm gonna get from 6 Cents is get a swim bait rod. But again, I know you guys, because I see it on Underground, or about your Dobbins and your Leviathan and that. So, but yeah, I'll probably get like a 7-Eleven extra heavy. Whatever they got. I was looking at one the other day in the Team 6 series. It's about a $200 rod,
The Ben Milliken ones are really solid. The swim bait Ben Milliken ones.
Is it? Yeah, I've heard good things, man. Yeah, I've heard good things.
I have a Ben.
But yeah, I think for me to do that, I got to have the right rod. I don't have the right setup. So I want to get the right rod, the right reel, and just dedicate it to throwing. Because I do have some traces and some draws. And I have the opportunity to get baits from, other people and buy baits just like anything else. But I don't have the rod to throw them on, so I don't have a lot of them.
Yeah.
As you said it.
Yeah, the draw is solid.
I think that's one of the few baits I don't have from 6 Cents is the draw.
Yeah, it's about $80.
Jermaine is the biggest 6 Cents fanatic there is on the face of the earth.
I got you.
I wouldn't say that.
He owns 10 of every bait in every color.
There. I like to think I'm up there, but I wouldn't say I'm the biggest.
Yeah. They all you got to do is get on YouTube and be Ben Milliken and say, hey man, I'm catching them on this mud gill. You go to the website, it's sold out. Like the colors sold out.
Yeah.
Especially he got on there and was throwing the Carolina rig, and he won the bass. What is it? The Open? Is he on the Opens?
Mm-hmm.
He won that, and then everybody found out he was throwing a C rig, with a hog walla, and it's like you couldn't get any of those for 3 months.
I stocked up on them.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was throwing those before, and I was even showing my buddy. I was like, dude, I love this color, bluegill magic, and I like to take. Yeah. The hog walla is a good shaky bait. It's a good Carolina rig bait, but I actually use it on. It's called a have you heard of greenfish tackle?
Yeah,
greenfish out of Augusta. They've got this thing. I think it's called a sled head. It's like a weird. It's like a pancake shaped shaky head, but I just kind of drag it, and that's what I use it on. Yeah,
I like mine as spinnerbait.
I really like those, like a rugby, like a swing head or a rugby. Something I could kind of pop and drag, and something that's versatile. But again, I'm not a pro guy, so
yeah. I like them. I like rip off the legs and cut the body in half, and then use it as a spinnerbait trailer because those legs right there.
Oh yeah, I got you. You got it right there. Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
It's legit.
There's one. What is your favorite 6 Cents rod? Yeah, 6 Cents rod.
For me, I only have a few of them. My favorite one right now would have to be the ESP series, based on the few that I have, and I believe it's a 7.4 or 7.5. Is this 7.4? It's the mag medium heavy ESP, and I throw it with a 13 fishing concept. I think it's a concept A. It's smooth, smooth setup. And it's sensitive enough, but it's got some backbone. Yeah. I like those mags, man. I was running arc. You ever heard of arc rods?
Yeah.
I had a few arcs before, and they're not bad. I got a buddy that's all he fishes with, but he uses the higher end ones. Yeah. They have They have one of them that's like $200, $300, man.
Okay. Wow. It's a solid amount.
But yeah, I got a couple ESPs and the Response, and then I want to try some of the Team 6s. I don't have any of the heaters or the Millikens, but if you're saying that swim bait rod is decent, I might try that out.
It is.
I really like that new Response, and for the price point, man, I don't see how you can beat it. It's got a very similar grip to the ESP, so it's super comfortable, well balanced. The one I got is a 7-footer. Huh? Yeah, all black.
Handle. Yeah. The super nice handle.
Yeah. Nice. But yeah, man. And they've got some. I think like the unicorn is like $300 or something like that.
I think it's $350. It's nice.
Yeah, and the USA ones. So I probably won't touch those, even with my discount. I won't touch those. But if they're watching, they could send me a demo.
Get up there.
Oh man! And I think I have an extra bullshad swim bait rod if you want to use it or borrow it just to see how.
Yeah, I might need to try one out. They actually, as crazy as it is, you know what we were talking about at the beginning of this thing with like followers and stuff. Bullshad swim, but they just started following me on Instagram like a week or two ago. Yeah,
there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess I need to pay a visit and go check out their facilities. You know,
you need to. I need to go over there because he invited me over there a while ago, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, we should go. Road trip, man. Dude, I didn't even know Zoom is like 15 minutes from my house, bro.
15 minutes? That's crazy.
Yeah, they're right outside of Athens, dude. Off like off the loop in a warehouse, like back off the road. I've probably passed it a million times. I didn't even know it, man. Know it.
I think Nichols Lures is near you as well.
Nichols is down in Thomasville, Georgia, I believe. Yeah, which is not. I mean, on my way to Florida, I drive through Thomasville.
Yeah.
Greenfish is like in Augusta. I mean, dude, there's a lot of stuff in Georgia.
It's crazy.
Georgia's got. I mean, think about Spro is over in Kennesaw, I think, or Marietta.
Kennesaw, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, think about that. You've got Spro, you've got Zoom, you've got Greenfish, which is becoming more popular. You've got Nichols. I mean, I know Six is in Texas, but Georgia's got some companies coming, you know.
Oh man.
I wish we had the bass that they have in Texas, bro. They make it look so easy.
Okay.
So easy.
The bass. If you know where to fish, they have the bass. Trust me. There's some places.
Well, I need to know because I know hard labor. When we used to go down there a couple of years ago, guys were catching 10 plus out of there. The guy won state in the Total Electric Championship with a 10-2. And I haven't seen anything like that since, but I think that was 2020, man. So I don't know.
I've got some places here. We'll have to go fishing sometime around here.
Yeah, we need to link up for real. I went with I hired a camera guy, and so he's filming, like he's doing my videos. We'll just do a shoot, and he'll just mass edit everything and just send it so I could cut it. Eventually, I'd like to have him editing my stuff, but his name's Marley, and his YouTube is Marley Man Fishing. But he's a phenomenal videographer and editor, and he's got some really high-end equipment, which you'll see in some of my upcoming videos. And he's just working with me on my stuff, man. And we went last week. He's not married, no kids. He's got a bass boat. So
good. So
we went to Lanier last week and had some fun, and didn't catch anything. He caught one spot, and it was like we're sitting there watching him on Panop. That's the difference, man. I used to go home when my feelings really hurt, and now you can have Panoptics and literally watch them follow your bait and turn away and just not eat and just not commit. Worse. And at least you know they're there. At least you're like, well, I was there. They were there. So. We got a lot of looks.
Is it at least they were there, or is it like even more of a
dude? God? I don't know. We were like in 50 foot of water. They were offshore, and it was all spots, and it was just how hot it's been lately. So, and I like I said, I'm not a pro, dude. So I'm just running and gunning and throwing what I can and what I think, and I'm kind of using using the best judgment of the guy that I'm fishing with to, if we're in his boat and on his spot. So now, like some lakes around my house, because I've fished them for a few years, I kind of know the pattern better than I would like a Lake Lanier. So.
Yeah, Lanier's an interesting place for sure. It's very big too, very big.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. It's insane. I thought we were on the ocean. Like I've been out there before, but it was really rough that day.
It did. I saw you
really rough.
A chopper just like coming off of one of the docks.
Yeah. So like that's another thing is I am like at Bear Creek Reservoir, which is like, I think it's like 400 something acres, excuse me, in a 14-foot John boat, right? And I'm just fishing. And then I go to Lake Lanier, and we're like in a, I don't know how big Lake Lanier is, but it's, I mean, big enough to bury cities in it, you know, or whatever they did. And I mean, and I'm in a really nice bass boat and still feeling like a redneck with no money because the guy on the bank is getting in his helicopter to go for a day out on the town, you know, like literally like that helicopter was parked on his landing pad in his yard by his dock. It was not like we watched him like turn it on.
Wait, like he got in it.
Yeah, we heard this like, we were like, what is that? And then we started seeing like the water moving and trees shaking, and we were like, dude, there's a helicopter over there. Like he's about to take off. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I said, I was like, what did I do wrong in life, you know? 28,000 acres. Yeah. So like that's a little bit big for my 10-minute down the road, 400-acre pond.
Okay, so the same day you went out was a Sunday, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it was a Sunday.
I went out to a different lake, and I went out and I caught 35 fish, solid fish.
All right, well, we need to go to that lake.
We need to. You need to.
That's the lake. Yeah,
it was crazy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and nothing like big, but you know, it is what it is. It was a new lake.
He says nothing big, and then he says, "Oh yeah, there was a bunch of 3, 4s, and 5s mixed in there." Well, here I am in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a dang good fish,
dude. My buddy, y'all know Sebastian or Seb? He's on Swim Bait Universe. Seb, the guy with the little plastic boat, the Pro 120 with a sea deck and everything that looks just like Big Bass Dreams.
Yes,
he's on Swim Bait Universe. Bro, that guy he's in New York, man. He goes out night fishing like every day with a walking bait and all this other he's just like 6-pounder, 5-pounder, 4-pounder, 9-pounder, like whatever. Maybe not a 9-pounder, but like he catches tanks, dude.
Yeah, find out where he's at.
Jermaine.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at.
I don't know where
he's at.
For the big baits, and you don't throw them. Come on, man.
I started throwing the pole shedder around. That's about as big as I got.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, there's aquatic bollet, dude. He's in our he's in my backyard too.
Yeah, he's in Florida now. He just moved.
Yeah. Did he move to Florida? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
I think he's down in Florida.
He just moved in there.
Pretty sure.
I know he did the outdoor place. He was showing it on his Instagram. If y'all like to fish, y'all need to check that guy out, man. He's got a lot of good intel. But he managed a pond for the outdoor place. I don't remember the name of it. Right off 85. It's like 10 minutes from my house too. So
okay, that's pretty cool.
Man. So
he's got some interest.
Ponds that Shan managed.
What's that?
You said you get to fish one of the ponds. That
No. Oh, that's yeah. No. He managed a pond like 10 minutes from my house for that outdoor. There's some outdoor. It's a big blue. Like I don't know what they do. They're like an outdoor landscaping. I don't know, but it's on his Instagram, dude. It looks phenomenal. It's like a big blue barn type deal.
Nice.
So
cool.
That's dope.
It's right when you go down 85, like you'll see it. You drive right past it if you're going 85 north. And then my exit is like the very next one after his, the University of Georgia.
Don't give away your location now. Don't give.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't post nothing, dude. I post that video of me dropping the battery in the water, and somebody's like, "That looks like my lake, Sandy Creek in Athens, Georgia." And it's okay, great. You got the lake that I dropped the battery in. You won't see me posting 6-pounders out of that lake.
You need to blur out everything then.
Dude, it doesn't matter because the joke is that I don't fish very often, and when I do fish, it's not the same lakes I film my videos in. Like, and that's not me trying to be sneaky. Yeah. I literally go to Sandy, and I'll tell you where I go. It doesn't matter to me. I go to Sandy Creek Reservoir because they're open every day of the week except Monday. So I've got weekends and all the days, and so I normally pick a weekday that is a slow day. And I go there and film, and there's like maybe one boat in the water on that whole lake. and that's it. And it's normally pretty calm. If I go to Bear Creek Reservoir or Hard Labor, the problem there is, dude, it gets choppy after noon, and it's not good filming. There's a lot of wind. Sandy Creek's kind of nestled in that valley and all those hills and trees, and it's not as big of a body of water, so it works out better for filming stuff. So,
nice.
So yeah, man, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But I'm not going to give out my address or my social security number. Don't worry, buddy.
Dang it.
What about your blood type? Can you at least give us your blood type and color?
I don't even know what that is. Type 090.
Oh man. I also had this question. So Jermaine and I were talking about this our last live stream, I think. This new bait just came out. Jermaine, I think you know. I think you know where I'm going with this. You want to take it from here real quick? Jermaine's going to go get the bait, I think, if he has it.
I have it. I don't know where I put it, honestly.
It's the new Panorama.
Oh, yeah. I got one of those. I got two of those.
Have you used those yet? Have you gotten to mess with them?
No, I haven't. I haven't been fishing since I got them. Okay. I got them. I got them on that Monday. We went on Sunday. I would have loved to have them on that trip.
Oh man, you could just throw it right in front of the face.
Dude, it would have been awesome. It would have been great.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had any inside knowledge on the best ways to rig these things, because we were wondering.
Where's my camera? Sorry, I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Do y'all follow Josh Jones?
Yeah, of course
I do.
Yeah, Josh shared something on how to rig them. So you know, there's dude. I mean, there's really no from what it sounds like. There's no wrong way, but rumor has it that he's caught a lot of those teeners throwing that thing on a shaky head. Believe it or not.
Really? Very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that's in Texas with, bass population. So I don't know, but like I've heard it's on literally on a shaky head and just getting it in front of them, and they just Reservoir 51. No, I need to go there though. People have told me about that.
There you go.
Yeah,
right there.
I need to go there.
2 9s.
Wow.
2 over 9.
Yeah, I need to go there.
Sounds like I need.
I've heard about that before, and it's not far from me.
That's pretty cool. It seems.
Hey man, I would maybe throw that panorama. On like a just Texas rig, man.
That's what I was thinking. Just weightless.
And on the bigger one, definitely weightless.
Mm-hmm.
But keep in mind, it is they said that they have kind of designed it for live sonar. So I don't know if that's. I mean, I guess you could do whatever you want with it, but I think part of the design and the process was for that bait to be utilized for you to see it in the water and then rig it how you want. Again, I just work on boats. This is not fishing advice. I would refer you to like Josh Jones or one of those guys.
They just figured out more or less. How do I make the most realistic looking bait? Great profile, realistic like texture and all like that to put it right in their face so that they'll bite it almost every time. And the sound of it with them catching how many bass in the teens?
Dude, a lot. It
sounds like they figured it out.
So, yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, marketing is marketing, and bait companies are in the business of making money, but also selling baits to catch fish, because if you catch fish, you're going to buy more baits. I do think there's gimmicky things out there, but I feel like this is not one of those. It's not hard pressed to think that we now have this technology that we can literally see the fish in the water eating our baits. Why can we not now reverse engineer that and make a bait with that technology to our advantage, if that makes sense? And it sounds like that's kind of what they've done, is design something around the technology. And with that, I guess that's that viewpoint of the live sonar, and then seeing what the bait's doing and then tweaking things to make it better, to make it more consistent, and to give you more options of rigging. And then the fish, obviously the more the fish eat it, the better it is. So,
it seems
so I think that's what that's all about, man. I think I'm gonna have to get like You know, and one day maybe I'll be like a one of those made it YouTubers, and I could just put like a $3,000 Garmin Force on a 12-foot Jumbo with stacked 14-inch graphs and live sonar, and go out to Bear Creek and just wear them out, you know. And everybody could hate on me and say it must be nice, you know.
Yeah.
But right now I don't have it. I don't even have live sonar, guys. So just FYI, I don't have it. I don't have live target or live poke or any of that. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to get electronics. Period.
What's that?
I don't have electronics at all.
Yeah, you guys were stolen, didn't they?
Yeah, mine actually got stolen.
Daggone, dude.
I had a little It wasn't even. I think it was like a little Garmin Striker 4 or a Piranha or something. Yeah, one of the, you know, just a little.
Yeah.
You know, depth and temperature, more or less.
Yeah.
And I left my kayak. It was tied to the top of my car, and they just took like the middle console. They just took the whole thing.
Yeah. That sucks. People suck, man. People suck. And it's gotten to the point where
I didn't even realize. I get to the boat launch, I'm unloading, I put my kayak down, get in the water. I'm like, damn, it looks weird. Why does it look so weird? I'm like, oh, because there's a hole. I can see the water. There's a hole. I'm like, what used to? Oh no. I'm like, there's no way it fell out on the drive or anything. It's just gone.
That sucks.
Horrible.
Get you like just wait for a sale, man. Just wait for a sale. That's where.
Like half off, bro. Off season. I mean, you guys don't really get that, but I get an off season. So there's like 3 months I can't fish from like mid-November till like, depending on the season, late March, and it's not good until like late April. So that late March is like my sanity.
Yeah, that's rough, man. We'll take you in Georgia. You can move down here.
Yeah,
I know. I've told him to move down here. I've told him. He doesn't want to.
It's not me.
I just went up to Maine and absolutely loved it, dude. If I could somehow one day like have, I'm not even gonna say a house. If I could have like a camper in Maine that I could go visit in the summer,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, over the summer,
perfect.
and then for the winter, like have a camper at the beach.
See, but the thing about Maine is like it gets cold in like you're still getting snow in like May.
Yeah, I don't want to be no. Just like there's like 90 days I want to be in Maine, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Just to eat some lobster and see the shoreline and look at some lighthouses and eat more lobster. And then the rest they could have all that other stuff. I don't.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
When I was up there, I asked the guy, and I said, "Well, what do you do during the winter?" And he's like, "Smoke weed and play video games." I was like, "Okay, great."
Like 8 months.
Yeah, so no wonder you don't have any teeth. Now I see. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
so
funny.
I don't know. I'm from Florida, so cold weather, to me is.
I'm a wimp for it.
So like
anything under 50.
Or New York, where I'm at in New Jersey now, I live like 10 minutes away from New York. I work in New York and all that, but it's like literally right off the weather line from like a couple miles, like not a couple miles, maybe like an hour or 2 hours away is like where it starts to get bad with the weather.
Gotcha.
So I'm not too far from the city, from New York City. I'm like 20, 30 minutes from the Bronx.
Gotcha. Man, we went out to Arizona. I've been out there, and I got to hook up with Mike Lopez, and we fished Patagonia. And dude, it's freaking beautiful, man.
Oh yeah.
From just like a change of scenery, like bass fishing in the desert.
Yeah.
Like it's got like these. They got, I don't even know what they're called, man. These like this grass that grows up through they just like punch through. The guys part their boats in this stuff, and really? It's just it's like this.
Is it Tules?
Yeah, Tules. That's it. Okay. They call it punching Tules. Dude, they will literally drive up in that crap. It'll be like 15 foot in the air, and they're just like throwing 2-ounce baits in there, like trying to. It's just different, man. This is really different.
It's hot.
Really cool.
It's hot. It's super hot.
It's a dry
Arizona
is
different. I burned into Arizona.
Yeah.
Like my shoulder,
Dude.
I went out to Arizona for a bachelor party, and they were like, "Yo, me, put some sunscreen on." I'm like, "Shut up, bro! I ain't never put no sunscreen on a day in my life." Day 2, I was like, "Yo, pass that, please."
let me get some of that 50.
I woke up the next morning, my shoulders looked like freaking. It was crazy. I was like, "Yo, this is nuts."
Yeah, I was down in Florida. I was down in Florida filming some stuff. Gosh, was it July? And I was down at the beach, and I was near the Mexico Beach area. And bro, it was like 8 in the morning, and I'm loading my stuff up and trying to get out to St. Joseph Peninsula to film this video. It's like 8 in the morning, and the birds are chirping, and the dew is out still on the grass. I'm like sweating my balls off.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm like in one of these shirts, like just drenched, like sweat. I'm like taking my hat off. I'm taking my shirt off. I'm like hopping in the outdoor shower to rinse off before I get in the truck to even go to the beach. That's miserable. Like that is too close to the equator for me during like July and August. So I don't know, man. Like, and I'm, like I'm from Florida, but golly, that was a reminder of how I got back to Georgia and I'm hopping out of the truck. It's like 95. And I'm like, oh man, this feels great. This is awesome here.
Oh man. You need to go to South America and see how that is.
Here.
Nah, dude. No. I've been to Mexico when I was like a little kid, but I don't remember it. But, Sebastian was telling me about Mexico bass fishing. So I started kind of looking at some of that, and he goes out there every couple of years and does like the whole deal, like 4 or 5 days or a week or whatever he does, and stays and just guides every single day.
That's
and
awesome.
It's like heaven on earth for bass fishermen apparently. So I was kind of looking at that. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing July and I'm not doing August. So
apparently, if you give the guide $100 bill and say 10-pounder, they take you to the spot where the 10-pounders are. Apparently,
well.
What it's supposed to be.
I would make sure I have some $100 bills for sure.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would be too.
The worst part about Arizona is the water too. It's like it's bath water. You get in the pool in Arizona while you were out there by any chance?
I mean, yeah, I did.
Because it's like not cold.
No, it's like it's not. No, it's not.
Weird.
Yeah.
That was like one of the weirdest things when I got out there because we stayed at Airbnb, a pretty nice Airbnb. There was like 15 or 16 of us, and then we had a pool in the backyard, and I'm like, oh yes, it's gonna be so hot. I'll jump in the pool, cool off, and you get in the pool, and it's like
more hot.
Yeah, you don't use the pool to really cool off. You just use it to like get wet.
And then you can be outside again. It's like dripping.
It wets your shorts so you're not so hot and sweating your balls off,
Yeah, exactly. It's like kind of like rinsing yourself off, more or less.
Yeah.
Just dissipate the sweat.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So what are your thoughts on, I know you used to use these tools, Ryobis. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Like, what is this whole debate on the internet is going nuts right now. Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, all these things.
So
it's hilarious.
Dude, I've had like Ryobi, and I joke in my videos because I'm like Ryobi, but dude, I've had Ryobi stuff since when I lived in Alabama. Like I didn't have any battery powered tools, and my wife, before we got married, she bought this little townhome and it needs some fence repairs. And I was like, well, all my good tools are back in Florida, and I need some battery stuff. And so for my birthday, she bought me like a combo kit, and it was like it was back when the stuff was blue. Do you remember that when Ryobi used to be blue? All their stuff was blue, like navy blue, and they rebranded. So, and I still have one of their blue saws. You'll see it in my video every once in a while. It's a battery powered little blue. That's the last thing that's left. Their recip saw finally caught on fire a couple weeks ago, but just to say, that was 2010 when those tools were purchased. So I still have a Ryobi circular saw that's battery powered. This runs the newest batteries they make. 12 years, almost 13 years later, and it still runs. So
that's crazy.
Can't be mad at that. You got your money's worth.
So I initially was buying Ryobi stuff. just because it's the cheapest, and I don't run a construction crew. If I had guys on a job site every day, like beat my tools to hell, and I depended on my tools to be, 100% reliable on day in and day out, which I kind of do, but man, boat fabrication is not like building a house. And I don't have any meth heads that work for me, and they can jack some tools up quick doing the wrong thing. So, but I've continually, you see it in my videos, I've continually upgraded the Ryobi arsenal. I have some of their $50 drills, dude, that have drilled hundreds of thousands of holes that are they're beat to crap. And they still run until they decide to catch on fire one day. And then I just buy another one.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Milwaukee stuff now. And what I use that stuff for is I strategically try to buy certain tools from Milwaukee if it's a niche like a rivet gun or a rotary tool or an impact wrench. I'm not saying Ryobi makes some stuff too, but like I'm gonna get the Milwaukee one. I'm gonna spend the more money and get that. If it's like a drill, like I have 4 Milwaukee drills. I normally just use them for my personal carpentry projects, man. My nice stuff. I don't let them get thrown around inside of a boat. So yeah. But
cool. See that.
But yeah, it's like half and half, man. Ryobi and Milwaukee, and I don't have anything bad to say about either of those. Yeah. My brother-in-law is like a huge DeWalt guy, and I've slowly noticed DeWalt kind of getting phased out of Home Depot. And
really?
I heard it was a rumor that at one point DeWalt post-COVID was going to do the whole Nike thing and just go straight to selling online. Like,
wow.
And it's the more and more, if you notice it, more and more on the end caps and the big like lobby areas, you're seeing more and more Ryobi and less DeWalt. So
that's very true. I was in there just the other day. There's a lot
I think I did read something online at some point that they did have a contract renegotiation between Home Depot and DeWalt, and I don't know if they ever renegotiated or the contract is going to expire. And so it's either a move on either DeWalt or Home Depot, I guess, as to how they're going to continue their marketing. I guess it's leverage. It could be leverage for Home Depot, like, okay, well, you haven't renewed your contract, so we're just going to push Ryobi more. Or it could be, DeWalt saying we're not renewing our contract, we're going to push online sales and direct the customer sales. And it does a great job of it. Oh, thanks, buddy. But yeah, man, I find that stuff interesting. So I just got
I've got a question for Backpack Grass. It's beautiful. It's on point. I'm just saying.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was when that Bermuda was doing really good in like late May and June and July until all this freaking other crap starts. It started in July, like mid-July, August, all this, I guess it's like crabgrass or it just, the weeds, kind of the stuff I don't spray, kind of take over the common areas, and it's a lot harder to stripe up because I got a different species kind of come in late season. So it's not a real mower. It's a Toro Titan. It's a 60-inch, and it's the newest model Titan with the Easy Ride seat suspension because I'm getting old and I bend over all day inside of a boat. And I said, I'm not hurting my back no more mowing 6 acres. So, so I got, and that mower is really good. I was looking at getting a Hustler. Hustlers are really good too. It's just harder to get parts for them when they break down, and not all mechanics work on them. I do have a Toro dealer. So if I throw a bell or break something, a lot of times I could run up to Athens to get a part like that day and not have to worry about some of the situations that could happen. But yeah, Toro. Yeah. It's just a 3-blade. It's not a real motor. It's a rotary. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, I cut often. I cut it 2 1/4.
There you go, guys. It's a secret.
There it is.
2 1/4.
2 1/4. Bermuda.
There you go.
My front yard directly in front of my house, I cut it 2 inches. So it's a little lower because I'm trying to get it to spread horizontally across the yard. Because when we graded and built the house, topsoil, it just never really worked out, and it's always been thin. So I mow that real often. But yeah, That's my hobby now that I don't work at University of Georgia striping up football fields, baby. I got to stripe up my front yard and be the dude on the block like that guy, you know? So
every day,
That's
every
dope.
day.
and so like,
scissors,
and so that's kind of something that I've taken the past as my audience has gotten bigger on Instagram. In my mind, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I could be more open with people and share more stuff, because early on I just kind of had this negative mindset of like, oh, nobody cares. Or if I post this, they're going to think I'm trying to show off or whatever. And now that I have like a bigger following, I'm like, well, I'll share my yard. I'll share my mini pig. I'll share my dog. I don't throw like my wife or kids on there because just I'm kind of private with that stuff. But, you know, I'll share stuff I'm up to, or you know, I love Mountain Dew and candy and ice cream, and I'll share something stupid that I'm eating or whatever. But yeah, I guess people like those like yard mowing stories.
I enjoy it. I like looking at it. It's like so pretty and everything. But I wanted to touch on this. Where did you get a pig from?
Dude, bro, the pig is the deal, man. So for those that don't know, you'll see if you follow me on Instagram, I share on my stories well, it's our mini pig. It is a registered, which I mean, we got it from a breeder. It's got papers. A lot of people buy these miniature pigs for like shows and to compete with. But we didn't. We bought it as a house pet, and her name is Bella. Well, she has a middle name, Bella Lou, but I just call her Bella. And she lives inside in the mudroom. She's crate trained, potty trained, litter box trained. And she is like, I think she thinks she's a dog in a way, except she eats grass and she likes to graze. But she's super smart, very funny, very unique personality. I cannot recommend enough or more like the mini pig as a pet. I know it sounds strange, but dude, I've had cats and I've had dogs, and like the pig is like the business, man. That's the deal.
Really?
The only problem during the summer is she has figured out multiple locations to make mud baths, because that's their way of sunscreen. And it's like you gotta get her hosed off, let her back out, then she's in it again. But during the winter, dude, it's a dream. She does not want to go outside. She don't like the cold. She likes to snuggle on the couch. She can jump on the couch, and she's just super cool. Just walks around the house and oinks. So
that's crazy.
It's pretty cool. So we got the pig from a dealer in South Georgia, in a town called Claxton, and she's only like 40 pounds right now, and I think she's full grown. So she might gain another like 10 pounds. And then I have a German short-haired pointer, and he's about 7 or 8 months now, and his name is Rowdy, and he is a freaking psychopath, and he is very unique in his own ways. But yeah, so it's an interesting combination between the mini pig and the German short-haired pointer. So,
dude, that's awesome. Every time I watch your stories with the pig, I'm just like laughing, like just dying laughing. It's awesome.
Dude, she's got like so much personality. Like today, no lie, man, I saw her I was editing a video upstairs. I look out the window. She's in the front yard, which is a no-go zone for her because I don't want her eating the front yard, and she knows that. And I walked down the stairs, opened the front door, just looked at her and go, Bella. And she like looked at me and goes, Arr. I'm like, Bella, no. And she like looked at me and just turned and walked across the yard and across the driveway and started eating grass on the other side of the driveway. Like she knows. I mean, she really does. You've seen her on my stories where I'll catch her in the front yard. Yeah. She'll have a big old chunk of Bermuda grass in her mouth and she'll like run off. Like she knows I've gotten after her enough. She knows that's not where she's supposed to be. So they say pigs are like smarter than dogs, man. She's super smart.
She probably knows that's the grass.
And I'll tell you this, the damn dog has peed in the house more than the pig ever did. So for people that are like, oh, pigs are dirty, they're outside, and like you can't, no. The pig pees in the litter box. When she's ready to go in her crate, she just walks in her crate and lays down and goes to sleep. I don't even have to lock the crate, you know.
They don't bark. They don't bark.
And she doesn't leave the property. Meanwhile, I got she doesn't eat anything. She's not like, she eats grass. Okay, great. She doesn't eat shoes. She doesn't eat sunglasses. She doesn't eat hats. She doesn't eat fishing products and reels and rods. And all right, the dog, meanwhile, has peed in the house more than her, does not want to go in his crate, does eat fishing products, does eat shoes, does eat hats and anything else he can.
Now, brother, because my
I know,
dog.
Exactly. And he does all of that. And guess what else he does? He leaves the property. I'm gonna have to get a freaking GPS activated, satellite activated Halo smart car to shock his ass when he gets to the end of the driveway. The pig don't do that.
Yeah.
So you tell me. And hey, here's the kicker. Guess what? I take the dog to get a shot, and the vet's like, "Oh, German short hair pointer dog. That's gonna be $900 a day, sir." I take the pig in, dude. It's some redneck behind the vet, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did the 9 shots, and it's $13 because it's a farm animal." I'm not making it up. I'm exaggerating on the cost, but like for real, it's classified as a farm animal, so it's almost like they're just giving those shots away. Like, oh yeah, here it is. It's a real thing. So food's cheaper. Oh yeah, and food's cheaper. German short hair pointer's like, oh, he's got to have blue and yada yada, and then the pig is just like pig feed, dude. Go down and get some pig feed. It's like $5 for a 50-pound bag. Doesn't matter. Guess what? She runs out of food. Just let her outside for a few days. She'll eat some weeds and be fine. No big deal.
Weed controller don't need to spray that much.
Hey man, you gotta get on my thing and look at my pig. You'll like it. You tell your girl you need a pig, a mini pig. Bro, you show up to the anything with a pig on a leash. Yeah, see, plus they're but see, you might, I don't know, man. I don't know if a 40-pound mini pig's gonna be delicious, but
probably not.
My pig.
You never know.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
so
man.
Now, everyone in the comments, go get yourself a pig.
Yep.
We've heard it here first.
Hey, do not get on Facebook and just get one on Marketplace. Just because they say it's a mini pig on Facebook Marketplace only means it's mini right now. You're going to end up with a 600-pound thing eating your whole backyard. So wow. I strongly recommend Googling registered mini pig breeders and get you a mini pig. And I'm married, guys, but everywhere I take the pig, it's a chick magnet. Everybody wants to see the pig. I take the pig to the and now we live in this area in this culture where I'm just throwing it out there. Things you can identify. My pig identifies as a dog, goes to the dog park, goes anywhere a dog goes, my pig goes. And people love it. So
dude,
it's awesome.
I love it. As a dog. That's great.
It's a pig dog. It's a pig dog. She jumps on the couch, she sits, she's crate trained, pig dog. What did I gotta say? His dog ate his what? His boat? I don't know what he said.
I think he said my dog tried to eat my hybrid hunter.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What's a hybrid hunter?
A crankbait.
A crank? Oh yeah, that sounds like something my dog Rowdy would do.
It's a swank.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a strike king swank.
I got you.
Yeah.
You should be a pig salesman. Yeah, I wish they. Right now. Dude, maybe if I ever make it on YouTube, I'll become a breeder, and you guys can buy A-Doves mini pigs. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, dude, they're awesome. The dog's pretty cool lately. He's come out of a thing, so I gotta. We're talking about deals earlier. I didn't mention. I have a partnership. I guess we could call it a partnership. I have a contract with Hemingway Electric Bicycles. Yes. I got this really cool electric bike that does like 20 miles an hour. And I will tell you this, I didn't know I needed an electric bike so bad until after I got one. The thing is freaking phenomenal, man. I'll tell you, I check the mail on it. I take my trash up on it, like whatever the heck I could do. So guess what I started doing? I got a German short hair pointer that is a pup, and he's got a lot of energy. He likes to leave the property. So I tie him up, and we go on 9-mile walks on the electric bike. And guess who's not breaking a sweat? This guy.
Dude, that's awesome. We have electric scooters, and those are fun.
That's great.
Bike that's pretty sweet. And you're able to take it to the beach, too, and do fishing off of.
Dude, I took it to the beach, and that was the last time when I was telling that story earlier about sweating. I took it to the beach in my truck with the camper shell on the back. So I had the bike loaded. I had my beach cart loaded. I had everything I needed. I get to the spot, take the bike out, put the front wheel on, strap my cooler to the back fender, 2 rods, sand flea trap, a camping chair, and a Niso beach tent, all on the back with a cooler, drinks, food. And dude, I put in at this, it's a remote peninsula. There's only one way on it, and it dead ends into a state park, and then you have beach access. But they'll tell you could go as far to the end, which is 7 miles, as you want. So I get my bike at that last access point, and I just freaking ride. And I go 20 miles an hour down the beach with all my gear, and I ride like 4 or 5 miles down, and I just camp out for the day, dude, and do some fishing and just hang out. And it's really a very
that's sick.
It's a like experience like none other, because I am on a remote island on the Gulf of Mexico with sand dunes behind me, 50 foot tall, untouched by foot. The ocean, there's no boats in front of me. There's no people as far as the eye can see. Any direction I look, there's no nothing. It's just me and the waves. And it's freaking awesome, man. It's like a pilgrimage for me. And that would not be possible without an electric bicycle that Hemingway provided for me. And so now that I've had that experience, I want to have that experience over and over and over again until people see me do it on YouTube. And then I start going down there, and then everybody else is doing what I'm doing. And then it's no longer, you know. So
you need to get a helicopter sponsor then.
Then I'll get a helicopter sponsor.
There you go.
I got a long ways to go to be rolling like that. And if I was, man, I mean, here's the thing, and this is what I was talking about with the helicopter. All right, so you got a helicopter. That's great. But, I mean, don't you think before you get to the stage of buying a helicopter, don't you think you checked all these other things off, like properties overseas, like in Italy to vacation to, or maybe you did start that mini pig breeding company that you always dreamed of doing, or maybe, you know, you're some entrepreneur in an industrial industry, or you invented something. I don't know. You do all these things. You buy that multi-million-dollar house on Lake Lanier, and then one day you're like, you know, honey, I'm really tired of driving into the office in Atlanta, or tired of going over 45 minutes in a car to the golf course. I'm thinking I might get a helicopter. I know they're about $1 million, but you know, like,
that's
dude,
awesome.
I could sell everything I own right now and not have enough money to buy that helicopter. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people are like, man, I wish I had that house. It's like, bro, you wouldn't know what to do with that house. You wouldn't have the money to put the furniture in that house. You wouldn't have the money to hire the landscaper or the pool guy or the cleaner. You know, all the payrolls it takes to have that $1 million house. Like, you don't even know, man.
Yep.
You know?
Levels.
So, you know, I'm out here grinding on my Toro, baby. You know?
Good one, Caro. Caro said, much less the fuel.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Car anymore.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Oh,
yeah, I got
you know what we're gonna start asking every guest from now on, Brendan? Fun little thing. How much is gas around you?
Oh man, that's interesting.
Dude, what is it's like 340? I just filled up the other day. It was like 347. I want to say
that's not bad. I think it's right around the same here in New Jersey, but New York is like 50, 60 cents higher depending on where you go. Gotcha. In the city, oh my God, it's like 5 1/4.
Yeah, I had some Kroger points. Y'all have Kroger up there?
No, Kroger here.
No, Kroger. Okay, well, I had some.
Live in Virginia.
Yeah, so I had some points, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and knock 40 cents. So I think I filled up for like 307. So
that's pretty cool.
And I'm a real like cheap guy. What I try to do if I can is time it to where I fill my truck up on dead E the exact same time I need to fill up my 2 5-gallon cans for my lawnmower. And so then I'll get all the gas. 385 here in New York.
Yep, like I said, it's you said 340. It's right.
Dude, Nate lives in Illinois. I will never. Next time I go to Illinois, dude, I'm bringing my gas with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you can bring gas from there and sell it there.
Cali's crazy.
Dude, hey, I went up there. In February of. Dude, was it? I don't remember what was going on when I went up. It was when I built that camo boat, that Tim. You remember that Tim Memorial boat? I went up there for that. Like literally on the way up there, I'm driving by gas stations and I'm seeing the prices. And while I was there, I got there, and Nate was like, dude, gas keeps every morning. He was like, it went up another 5 cents. It went up. I think when I left, it was like 2 something. And when I got up there and came back, it was like 3.90 or something at the time, 3.65.
Man,
It's not bad.
it's still bad though.
It's not bad. I seen 6 in California.
It was 8.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who can afford to live there, man? I mean,
it's like the same thing
Right.
to live where I'm at, so it's kind of wild. But
dude,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like to visit Cali,
$70 to
but
chill
I
my.
couldn't live there.
Yeah.
70 for my truck. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about
mine's
right.
like 70, $80 to fill
It's
mine.
expensive.
Fill mines.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
I probably spend. Let's see. I mean, you do the math. What's 10 gallons like? So what's that like? 30, $35,
Something like that,
$40 for my mower, and that's like, so I'm spending probably almost $100 a month on mower gas. You know,
Jeez.
so which is not like, I guess
Not
in the scheme of
crazy,
things,
but
but when you add it up, and I'm mowing 8 or 9 months out of the year, I mean, I'm probably spending mower maintenance. I bet you if you do blades, fuel filters, air filters, pop tires, tubes, maintenance, whatever, plus gas, I'm at a 1K a year.
minimum.
Easily.
Crap like that adds up, dude. You know what I'm saying?
It
I was gonna
does.
say 1,200.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So 12
So
to 15.
well,
Because, there's always a little extra.
yeah.
Something goes a
So,
little extra.
That's like that's another little hidden expense of like owning dude, my property taxes, dude, they doubled this year.
Oh, I don't even.
Doubled.
You don't even want to
Doubled,
know.
son.
You don't even want to know.
Doubled.
It's so crazy up here.
I kind of do want to know. What is your what is?
So I don't own a house, but I just
Okay.
know that I know people that are. It's like over $1,000 a month.
A month?
Yeah, over. It's like ridiculous up here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's like 30. I know people that are like, oh yeah, 30 something grand, 25. I'm like,
that's crazy.
27.
Well, ours doubled, and it was ours doubled, and it's funny because I live in Jackson County, Georgia. We moved here because we didn't want to be, and you kind of know the area. We moved here because Oconee was getting ridiculous. Like everybody wants to be. So what it is you got like this circle around Athens, and Athens where UGA is. That's Clark County, and then around that you got Jackson County, Barrow County, Oconee County. Oconee County's been like the popular place. You got Lake Oconee, you got the golf courses, you got the farmland. That's been the spot. We were trying to get out there, way too expensive. We were like, we'll go buy in Jackson County. Well, now it seems like Jackson County over the past 3 or 4 years has exploded. And now the government's like, oh, well, let us get some of that. So they raise property taxes. They say that that's not their thinking, but why else would you double everybody's? And they're like, well, it's because your house is appraised at so much more. Well, that's great. I'm not selling and I'm not moving, so it doesn't really matter to me what my house appraisal is. It's not beneficial to me,
Exactly.
So property tax went up, and it wasn't like 2 days later I got a freaking letter from the school district saying, oh, well, now that, to keep up with everything else, we're raising tuition. So because my kids go to Jefferson, but it's out of district, and so we pay. And so now I'm like, dang, bro, y'all just missed for a few thousand more there, another 1,000 more. You know what I mean? Y'all just built $3,000. It was like whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to make some more YouTube videos, build an extra boat,
That's
something.
Yeah.
So the average property tax in New Jersey is, I think it's $8,000 a year. And then they said the most expensive was $3,000 a month in 22. So what's 3,000 times 12? That's kind of crazy. I'd be upset.
Yeah. That's another. That's a dude. We got them down here too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, the principle is, this is just how I look at it, and I may sound like an ignorant person, but if what we did was we bought 6 acres, built a house on our budget for our financing and what we wanted our mortgage to be, and then that's what we built. And then a couple years later, it got reappraised for us to refinance. Dude, we locked in. I feel bad for people right now, dude. We're at like 2%, just 2.1 or 2 point like interest. And there's during 2020 during COVID, at that point we reappraised and they appraised it for higher. And now the county 2 years later or 3 years later comes through and they're appraising it even higher. And now what has happened, and that's fine, I get it, but it's doubled what we initially built
on the new price.
They want it on the new price.
Which is, I feel you on that. That's dumb.
Which to me is kind of like a scam because it's like you're taking money from me when we bought and built on this amount, and now and it's not like my income hasn't doubled.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I guess I feel sorry for the people that have lived here for a long time that are on a very fixed income that now, because this is like, I guess, the times of the country, the state of the economy. Jackson County is one of the fastest growing counties in Georgia. So I don't know if it's part of that, but like I feel sorry for those people. Like, we can make our ends meet. Is fishing what do you say?
It's fishing better in high tax states.
Better in high tax. Dude, you know what? If they were managing, if Georgia would man up and manage their freaking lakes like Texas does, I would donate proceeds.
Right.
Crazy.
Like you hear a lot about lakes. Oh man, Varner ain't what it used to. Latham ain't what it well, Lanier's tough. You don't ever hear anybody saying, man, these Georgia lakes are popping off. I just hear guys always say how they suck compared to what they used to be. I always find out about lakes out of state that are popping off. I don't hear about a lot of Georgia lakes. Like, maybe that'll change, dude.
Maybe they'll listen to this and we'll get some better lakes. Maybe get some.
What? They probably listen to it and be like, that guy don't know what he's talking about. Just like aquatic biologist, he's probably like, he don't know anything about, and I really don't. So I know about fabrication and boats.
Well, we need to get Shan on here for the show.
Yeah, we do.
I talked to him at ICAST. We need to get him.
He's been on some stuff. Yeah, he's been on some stuff.
Dude, he's a cool dude. So we've been on almost or a little bit over an hour. So I'm not sure if you want to get.
I'm cool for like another. Like if y'all want to do, it's up to you. Do like another 10 or 15 minutes. If there's anything else like boat related y'all want to talk about or fishing or.
I got one more question for you that we asked all our guests too.
Okay.
Do you listen to music while fishing? And if so,
I don't. I don't listen to music while.
Seems to be the general consensus.
What's that?
I said it seems to be the general consensus that most don't.
I don't, but I have been known. Like these guys I was wearing earlier, these beats, like the ones that go in your ear. I will let one dangle and let the other one inside my shirt. And I have been known to listen to like a podcast or like a morning show or something, like in the morning. But then after a while, I'm like, I need to get this out of my ear.
I feel you on that. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I want to be able to hear fish.
I hear something blow up, and I'm like, all right, take this thing out. Let's go.
Well, to me, part of it is like just being out there and just kind of taking it in, and hearing the sounds, hearing the water, hearing the trees, hearing the birds, and just kind of being out there.
Yeah. Makes you fall in love again.
But hey, dude, when I'm at the beach though, like I take it in, but then I always have my speaker. Then I put like some beach tunes on as like background noise and just kind of hang out.
Yeah, beach is a whole different world. I feel like you need the music at the beach. Background, that in the background. Not like thumping, but you just need like that nice little.
Yeah. And I listen to corny stuff at the beach, man. It'll be you don't know what's gonna come on.
So, do you think how many boats do you think you could turn out? Like boat, like
we didn't even bother
refinishing. I know we haven't even got to that.
Oh well, let's talk boats for like the last little bit. Yeah, I know people are gonna watch this like, man, but that's cool though because most people just know me for like boat stuff. They don't really know me from like a human standpoint of So, how many boats? What?
How many boats like per month do you think you can turn out? Like how many on average do you get?
Not even like, are you talking about inquiries or how many I build?
How many are you able to build per month?
0.
0. So it takes like multiple months just to build at least
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, well, here's the thing. If I was just a boat builder in my garage and I could do a boat in a month, well, who knows? Sky's the limit, really. If I fine tune things,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
You get the
I'm
crew,
not. I'm not. I am not. I'm very upfront with like customers or potential clients, or when I'm working with somebody on a project. I am not going to be in your boat 40 hours of the work week.
Yeah.
I do an hour log on projects because I have to know where I'm at, and it's good reference points for me to look back on a project. So next time I quote it, I'm like, oh, let me go back and look like at this one and
That's
see
smart.
how many hours I had in like a rod locker or how many, but most of these projects, man, to the level of detail and how I like to do things, it's 150 hours plus. So if you just do 40, 40, 80, 1, so even if I could build one in 160 hours, that's 40-hour work weeks it would take me 30 days. So,
That's crazy.
So when I'll air this out there, back in the day, Nate, our buddy Nate at TV Nation Outdoors, that does build boats and has a fab shop, makes a lot of these parts. His magic number, he wanted to be able to do customs in 100 hours. And I don't know if he ever got to that point. But if you could do something in 100 hours, that's great. I just don't think it would have the detail and intricacies that some of my projects have. You're not going to have like really elaborate switch panels and custom, turf like templating, and it's just not,
takes time.
Now, if you just if you're straight up like, hey man, I want you to weld me a frame in, drop one lid in, and mount a trolling motor, then that's something you could probably do in a week.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's just not the caliber of stuff that I do.
Well, that's what I did. I just made a floor and a frame and just dropped it in there.
Yeah.
With a few hatches.
And I'm gonna revert back to doing some simple stuff eventually, from content sake. But right now, dude, I'm knees deep in that Pro 120, and I've got 50% done with the Grizzly. That's gonna be freaking insane. And at the same time, I'm filming videos. I went to Florida to film the Hemingway electric outboard video. I actually made 2 trips to Florida to film that video because I got back and realized there's a lot of stuff that I didn't get. That you film something and you go over the footage. This is how I process. I film it, I go over the footage, and then the first thing I start doing is becoming critical of what I didn't get, but really what I didn't even know I needed. You make the trip, you take the bike to the beach, you film fishing on the beach and how you use it. And then you get back and it's like, dang, man, it would have been cool if I could have had this shot, or if I could have demonstrated this, or if I could have, done this or that. And so that's how I process it. So with that, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, just showing some boats for you guys.
So I'm filming a lot and I'm editing a lot. You got to think, I got to build the boat, I got to film the boat, I got to catalog the footage, I got to edit the videos. It's not just full build videos. A lot of it is tutorials. A lot of it is product demos or installations, DIY guides, you name it. So yeah, it's if I just divide my week between half the week I'm editing and filming and the other half I'm working on boats. I mean, you could tell, you could basically see. And then if my time is divided into multiple boat projects, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out where my hours are going. For me, I'll build beautiful custom boats. It's going to take time. I do have a wait list. I do have a closed wait list right now. And when I get the boat, most of these guys do not have, I don't do hard deadlines. And I've never had a customer say, I wish I didn't wait. I've never had a customer get their boat and be like, I didn't get the boat I thought I was going to get for the money I spent and the time I waited. They're always happy with the project, and they're always, they look at the boat and they're like, I can't believe like that's the same boat. And how did you do it? And most of the time they're like, dang, I can't believe I got this for that amount. So
dude, just looking at them right now, they're just like, I still just like love staring at them. Like they're just beautiful,
Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, probably my favorite one is well, I don't know.
I
That
love
bandit
the
was
El
really sweet. El
I love the El
Diablo.
Diablo. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like my
yeah,
favorite. It's
yeah. That
so
one's
cool.
sick. Man, I could have blew so much up with footage and whatnot. I didn't own a drone at the time I built El Diablo. So if you look at
Okay.
all my Instagram stuff that you're just showing,
Mhm.
a lot of that of my success I feel is evolving and editing and content generate.
Yeah.
I am a fabricator and I consider myself an artist when it comes to taking a bare canvas of a boat and in my
Mhm.
mind envisioning layout and modifying and getting everything a certain
Yeah.
way from a design standpoint, usability, and then quality and craftsmanship. And I take pride in that. But it's the same thing with, I also have another side of my brain that's thinking, one side's like, how can we design this boat? What can set it apart? What would be a useful,
Yeah.
how can we make this space useful? How could this be functional? What would be trend setting? What kind of colorway can we do? The other side of my brain is like, how should we approach this for content? How can I film these angles? What would make a good YouTube short? What would make a good Instagram reel? What shots do I need of each stage of the build? And then to catalog it. If you go through my footage, man, every project is cataloged in full build footage, vertical footage, drone footage, horizontal footage, B-roll, and then the projects within that will be their own videos like rod locker build footage, walkthrough of the
Yeah.
build footage, switch panel footage, if there's going to be a video on a certain project within the overall project. And so it becomes a nightmare, which is why I got to catalog every day. And otherwise, if you let it go, dude, good luck. I have
Yeah.
an LLC. I'm licensed and insured. I do all my own QuickBooks. I do all my quoting. I do all my email responses. I try to respond to all my messages on Instagram and YouTube that I possibly can. But there's days like today, dude, I've gotten 500 followers on Instagram today. Like
Oh,
I hit 40K last night. I made the post, thanks for 40K today. And I think I'm like at 40.4 or 40.5 as of right now. And
yeah.
so with that kind of growth, I get a lot of DMs and it's become impossible for me to respond to every person. I hate to say
It
it,
is
but it's
hard.
just, if I even take 2 minutes and respond to 20 a day, you see that's already, I'm at 40 minutes and I get more than 20 messages a day. So
Yeah.
it sucks, man, because I want to help everybody I can, but that's what the content's there for, is to inspire
Yeah.
and help you empower yourself to do your project. Um,
Yeah.
and I make it a point, if guys comment, I try to respond to comments. So you'll go through, you'll see like some of those videos have hundreds of thousands of views, and I try to respond to everybody that takes the time to say, awesome job. I'll at least like thumbs up, thank you, much appreciated, like
Yeah.
whatever. I got little Easter egg things I do. If you give me some fire, I give you some water back.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. I mean, I loved it. I like one of the first videos I watched. I was trying to figure out how to do carpet on my boat, and I was just like, "How do I do like what do I do with all this material at the corner?" And then I just saw your video. I was like, "Dang, that's slick," and it looks really clean.
yeah, man, that was the early stuff that was filming everything on my Galaxy S8 at the time.
Yeah.
So, but
I love it.
I tell guys, man, if you're passionate about something, and not to sound like some motivational speaker, but dude, I've built my channel to almost 50K on YouTube, editing all my stuff on my cell phone. So to this day, as of right now, I'm editing all my videos on a Galaxy S22 Ultra.
That's amazing.
So, and it's not because I can't afford a computer. Like I started this project. It's like the man cave in-home office, and I said when I get that to where I can move in, I'll go ahead and set up my desktop and everything, and transfer everything over. I just haven't done it. But now that I have a video guy, Marley, I feel is going to do a lot of things for my channel that I'm not like. So a couple of weeks back, we filmed e-propulsion versus Mercury versus Newport vessels. So I've got all the electric outboards, and we ran them all day in basically in a demo video. Well, Marley filmed that whole video, and it was like a stress reliever. I did not realize how much stress was off of me for him to have the really nice camera on the gimbal and have all the stuff rolling and getting the shots I needed. And all I had to do was just talk where needed and just do my thing and just go through the motions. And just like that electric bike, now that I have a video guy, like I'm not going back. He'll be with me for any project that's a specific video shoot. If it's here at my house, obviously he can't be here every single day unless it's me, hey, come over, we're going to film a video doing this. But for build stuff, I'll still film as I've always been. But I think it's going to help out a lot with the content. And good night.
It's gonna be awesome.
See you, man.
Right.
But yeah, dude. I don't even know why I was talking about that, but
Well, dude, it's able to like ramp up. Number one, it's going to make even better production because he's got all the fancy gear and he knows really well how to use it. Number two, it's going to take a lot of load, like stress off of you, so you'll be able to make boats maybe faster or better, or more detailed, or give you more time to think about different designs. And yeah, it's awesome. You know.
well, what I noticed already is from the content standpoint is you know, he filmed everything and he sent me the footage and I go through it and I'm just like, I'm not critical of his stuff. I'm overcritical of my stuff. And if you can't tell based on my evolution of where I was and where I'm at and where I'm going and the work that I've done, that I'm a OCD critical 88, like whatever you want to call it. Like, and so when he sends me stuff, it's easy to just look at his footage, like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Cut this, use that. And then, but when I have my own stuff, for some reason, I want to go through it and go through it and go through it and go through it.
Yeah.
And at some point, if I'm really going to become successful and grow, I've got to start being able to let go of some things. The first thing I let go of is videoing. The next thing I'm going to let go of is some of the editing. The next thing I'm going to let go of is some of the fab work, which I already have a part-time guy that comes through and helps me on boat stuff. But eventually, you know, we're going to get there. But I guess going back to what I was saying is, dude, if you want to do something, just go do it. Don't care what anybody says, you know?
Yeah.
Like I have grown a YouTube channel to this size, which to me is, not to sound ungrateful, but 50K in the scheme of the YouTube world is not a monster, but it's substantial enough. And I've done it on my phone, working on John boats. So,
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so if you are into something and you just want to do it, you just got to do it. You got to do it.
That's it.
But you know, I've learned a lot about it, man. And it's not just the boat stuff; it's the marketing, it's the presentation, it's the filming and the videography. And there's a lot, man. I could talk. You have to have me on again, and we'll just have to go down that whole rabbit hole because content creation, dude, and analytics and just all that. That's a whole nother beast. It is one thing to be really good at what you do, no matter what that thing is. It's another thing to be able to film it and present it in a way to be really good at that. And so there's a lot of people in the world are really good at something. And you always get this well, my cousin Jody can build a boat. But, well, that's great. We'll have him build a boat and film it and put it on YouTube. And I wish him much success. But right now, this is what we got, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which is awesome.
But anyways.
I mean, yeah, not everybody can put that much time into it and effort. I mean, this is like years and years of work that you put into this channel that you've created and everything, you know?
Yeah, it's been a grind. It's been a grind.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping things will continue going the direction they're going. And I think next year, man, I always say next year, you know. But next year, I do have some stuff some goals, and I got some stuff that I want to do, and we keep putting some pieces of the puzzle together. I would legitimately like to get to a stage in my life on YouTube to where I don't, as much as it's gonna rub people the wrong way, I would really like to not have to do customer projects. What I would like to do is my projects the way I want on my timeline, and when it's done, you can come buy it or you can not.
That would be cool. I think
that's really how I would like to do it is build my boat the way I want with my design and my colorways and not have to, you know, work around a lot of the things that I do and then just get it out of there. So
you'll get there.
I'm sure
people
are
if you're working as you know, you sound like you're getting it. So, you know.
Well,
and
remember,
I'll tell you right now, I take one. You know, you sound like you know what you're doing, and you got all those boats under your belt right now. If you told me, hey, Jermaine, I'm going to make you a boat, and I'm just going to make it the way I like it, send it. I'm with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. The Instagram thing, YouTube is my money maker for many reasons. But Instagram is what has like blown up like the social media status and the credibility to attain some of the projects that I've gotten.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to build a boat for a Major League Baseball player that's won 2 World Series.
That's awesome.
This winter. And I'm building a boat for a guy on YouTube that's has a YouTube channel called United by Trucks. He's got almost 100K followers. He does hot rods and stuff. It's just that's not possible without my Instagram following. And, you know, I scroll through because it's interesting, dude. It's cool to look at. You know, Mike Iaconelli follows me. That's freaking awesome.
That's dope.
I don't even fish.
He's from South Jersey. He's from right here.
You know, I got guys on Monster Jam that follow me that drive monster trucks. I got world-renowned bodybuilders, multiple pro fishermen, companies. Like I just said, like Bullshad. I mean, it's crazy when Low Boats follows you.
That's a big deal right there.
What's crazier is when your follower count surpasses Low Boats' follower count. You know,
really?
So
that's
insane. I think they have less. I think they have less than me at this point. So it's just it sounds. You can look at it as a negative light because a lot of people look at social media like, oh my gosh, you know, it's kind of cringy. But that shows you the power of social media for a guy like me working from his house, working on John boats as a small business of like what you could, you know, achieve. You know, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So. And I've been saying that for years too, but yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on. We'll have to talk about like social media stuff and do a deep dive on that. Maybe another
masterclass.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've learned some things. So
that'd be awesome. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on here. I left all your sponsor links, all your social links in the description, so you guys in the chat go check them out there. Make sure to follow them on Instagram and YouTube and check out some of the sponsors. I'll have all that stuff in the description.
Yeah, yep. And with 6 Sense Fishing and Waterland, you use the code Brigade at checkout, and you can get 10% off your entire order at 6censefishing.com, and then 15% off your order at Waterland. And then I believe the code on tbnation.net is Brigade as well. So Brigade at any of those sites, and get you a discount, save a little bit of that gas money, since that's how we're rolling these days.
Yeah. Definitely. I'll probably use that in a couple hats.
Yeah, you might as well, man. You might as well.
I use it when they get the panoramas out. I'm going to get
I think you did. You used my code before. You were one of the first ones, weren't you, that texted me and said you used the code?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I was.
Yeah, I appreciate that. They don't, and just full disclosure, they don't pay me for that. It's just an analytical thing for them to track where their sales are getting generated from their leads. So I could attain and keep my contract. So, you know, on some affiliate marketing, the code does give that guy a commission, but my deal with those companies, I don't. It's just for me to, my contract, you know, will expire at some point and it will be a renewal. And the guys that get renewed is solely based on, especially guys that are on their first contract. I would assume contract renewals are based on social media growth and reach, and then how often you're actually representing and plugging the company, as well as the sales that you have brought to them. And I want to stay in with these guys as long as I can. So anybody that uses that code would help me greatly.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you use that code, guys. So
well, I appreciate it, man. We ran a while, man. You got me talking. Dude, I'm over here sipping on my cherry Coke and getting my second win. So.
Dude, it's awesome. So we really appreciate you having on here. Jermaine, you got anything to end us on?
No, I'm all good. I'm getting there. I had a little late espresso, but I'm getting it myself. So time.
He's all good in Jersey, baby.
Yeah, it's time to wrap it up for me too.
Thank
you, everybody.
Thank you guys,
man. Hey, I appreciate you guys.
And we'll see you guys next week. We'll be doing a big giveaway next week, giving away a bunch of lures, a bunch of 6 Sense stuff too, as well. Actually, so we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, Anthony, for hopping on it.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Thank you.
See you guys.